Sunday morning, residents gathered on the town common for a ceremony to honor and remember those that lost their lives 16 years ago on September 11, 2001. Those in attendance ranged from local law enforcement to state officials. The ceremony was run by Selectman Bob Hogan.
This world is a better place because of all of those in New York City that day. This world is a better place, and this town is a better place because of the men and women who serve us every day.
During the ceremony, the last two artifacts from 9/11 were unveiled. Two 14-foot, 700-pound train rails that ran beneath the World Trade Center. These will rest permanently on the town common for all to see. Can you tell us a little about what it took to get the memorial here to Burlington?
It took a lot of calls and letters and an application, and then finally when we got approval, actually traveling out to New York City to get the two artifacts, which was an overwhelming day. It was the last day they were giving out artifacts. So because of that, this could have been one of the last new 9/11 memorials. A number of our firefighters had traveled down to down to New York City after 9/11 to help in the recovery, the search and recovery, and it's important to them. And I just thought, if we had the chance, it was incumbent upon me to get the two pieces and have that history here for everybody to always remember.
Ed McLean of the Burlington Fire Department also presented Selectman Hogan with a special token of appreciation.
It's the famous firefighters lifting the American flag, similar to the Iwo Jima flag raising. Very nice. It means a lot that I'll be able to keep this and wear this.
I had a chance to speak with many of the ceremony's keynote speakers and attendants.
We learned on that day of the resilience and the dedication of people who joined the professions behind me, the first responders, the fire and the police, who did march forward so that others could retreat to safety. And we owe so much to them. We owe so much to those who perished on that day. We owe so much to those who still suffer because of what they experienced on that day. And we owe so much to those who survived that day.
In your position as a public figure, can you speak how you've seen the world change since September 11th?
Well, it's changed in some physical ways that we've seen because security is tighter, but more significant to me is what didn't change, which is to say that we always were a resilient people. We always were a strong people. And the people who attacked us on 9/11, while they certainly affected lives directly, as far as the country, as far as our economy, and as far as our way of life, they weren't able to change that. We continued on as Americans, and here locally we continued on as Massachusetts residents, as we do.
In your career as an officer of the law, how has the world changed from your perspective since 9/11?
Well, they changed overnight in 9/11, and we can see it in our everyday lives because it's continuing to evolve, whether you're going to a sporting event where you get searched or security in a federal building and things of that nature. But if you look back, 9/11 is what kicked everything into action for the extra layers of security, the airports, bus stations, train stations. So it all started with 9/11. And I hope with this memorial here, we will remember not only the first responders, but the people that were just going to work that day to make a living. But I hope we also maybe take a second and remember to appreciate the little things in life and say, you know what, life is good. Those people on 9/11 don't have a chance to appreciate those little things.
It just helps us remember what has gone before and to think about history in a way that will hopefully inform decisions that we make and the consequences of our actions as we move forward. And to also remember the people that were connected and the sacrifices that people make to keep us safe or to protect our democracy and to respond when we need them.
We shall never forget. Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.